You gotta make sure you gotta make sure that you don't tap the mic during this one, because when I'm editing back through those videos, there's nothing that's more annoying than you going like this. You like that ASMR right there? Hello. Got the massage gun right on the tippity.
Right on the tip.
All right. Welcome back to the Pumped Up Podcast. It's been a hot minute since me and Hayden have had a reunion. Honestly, we haven't talked like that much at all in the past couple weeks. Yeah, it's just been workout and like that's been pretty much it. Yeah, you've been hitting your hockey and getting your workouts in. I have a lot of things to talk about with you today. So pretty much where I think I want to get started is, did you watch the Arnold at all?
I did not watch the Arnold.
You didn't, so you don't even know who won the Classic Physique?
Well, you told me it was Ramon.
Oh, okay. I guess I
didn't. I was like, I didn't know that Arnold was going on today.
He looked crazy. He looked absolutely
I saw some
insane.
videos. I didn't know why he was posing. I just thought it was from the Olympia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that Arnold was happening today? My buddy just texted me, and apparently Samson won the Arnold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
he beat Nick Walker, and he beat Andrew Jacked.
Yeah. That's crazy.
How
I thought
nutty
Andrew
is
was going to win that.
How nutty is that?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I still think it's more impressive that Ramon won, though.
Why?
He won it last year.
He won it last year.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, in my opinion, looks more classic, but Ramon just has this density to his physique. And
we're losing the classic look. We're going more like classic physique's getting more mass classic. Like,
yeah, well,
right now.
It's like, I don't know. Urz's physique is so much more flowing than Ramon's, but Ramon's muscle his muscle maturity, that's the word. The denseness of like all of his muscles and the separation like is way better than Urz. So
Urz could be cutting test off too before, and Ramon could be staying with a low dose of test. Yeah. Because that makes you look way more full. Because guys will cut test out to cut water. Mm-hmm. But what it ends up doing is making them look super flat. So rather than cutting test completely out, they'll drop down to like an HRT dose. Yeah. And then
that's why you should add in Halo test the last week instead of test.
DHT.
500 grams of Halo test. The
Halo,
week leading up to your... Oh. Did you know Halo's an oral?
What kind of Halo are we talking about?
Oh, Halo. No, Halo test. Halo test. Sorry. Okay. Halo testing is what they call like roid rage in a bottle. You've never heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
It's
I know
like,
what
it's like the most like potent. I always thought that it was an injectable. It turns out it is actually an oral that you take.
Extremely liver toxic.
And it passes the blood-brain barrier like crazy, so it makes you extremely volatile. Like Tren, apparently.
I wonder if I took that, what would happen?
Yeah, that would definitely be pretty interesting.
I'm already a violent person.
Yeah, well, you're pretty nice.
Like on the ice, I'm violent.
You're violent on the ice. Yeah. You can move.
Yeah.
You can move.
Yeah.
Like you seem like faster than all of the other people on your team.
Faster than
like you move
for the most
fast.
part.
Okay, but here's the other thing. So he plays hockey. I was coming at his games. I was coming during all the games, and pretty much
so much.
Like 50% of the guys on your team look exactly like you.
Yeah.
What is up with that?
Because we're all white hockey boys from Montana.
They all have white, and then they have like medium length, longish red hair, like same exact color of hair, like all of them. And so I am constantly trying to figure out which one is you.
I'm number 18.
Because I look at this one and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Hayden, and then I'm like, no, that's not Hayden.
Not on the ice.
It's just, yeah, he wasn't even on the ice. Yeah. That's so funny.
Hockey, just like the style is the exact same for everybody. So
that's so funny.
During the hockey season, I'm a pretty basic boy. Yeah. Gotta fit in,
Huh.
So
that's so freaking funny to watch you out there. You're just like all these redhead boys, like Riley Palfy's on the ice, copy and paste.
No one else is Riley Palfy except me, bro. That's my thing.
You're the one and only knockoff. Yeah, there can only be one knockoff.
There can only be one Walmart brand.
Exactly.
Rest in peace, Riley.
That's so.
He's not really dead.
Yeah.
The Matrix.
Okay, so as far as ladies' situation, I don't know, or you can't. Okay, never mind. Moving away from that topic. As far as mental health situation, how have you been over the past couple weeks?
I'd like to see the sun.
Yeah. Okay.
But like
so
the sun's been coming out, but it's not really out because it's still -20 out.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. The sun doesn't count as being the sun unless it's above 0 degrees.
Yeah.
Then it counts.
I would say above 32 degrees.
32 degrees?
Dude, I'm from North Carolina.
32 degrees, that's like sun tanning weather. Yeah. So.
Dude, I tried doing that and it was like the breeze came in and I was just blistering.
Yeah, you can't do it when there's a breeze.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. If you get the breeze, the balls go away like that and
no more balls.
It's toast.
Your nipples are
diamonds.
Razor.
Yeah. But I definitely, I feel you when it comes to that. I can tell a massive difference between the days that I like sit outside and get some just rays like in my face, in my eyes, on my body, all over my nipples, like all that type of stuff. I can tell a stark difference between how my mind operates, how my brain functions, and like my like dopamine release for the rest of the day.
I mean,
it makes a big difference.
We need sun.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. No, I'll be like walking, like it'll be like a nicer day and I'll go walk my dogs. Like the other day it was like 36 degrees out. It was like blessed. And I went to walk my dogs and it was just like I had a great day because I was out in the sun. Yeah. And the next day it was cold and I was just like, dude, I don't even want to be here right now. Yeah.
No, I totally feel that. So your last PR that you did for deadlift, you tried to hit like 550 and it wasn't
work. The right day. I didn't get enough sleep. I was water deprived, calorie deprived. I didn't really prepare for it. I was just like, screw it. I'm going to grab some. I went to 406, grabbed some salt.
Smelling salts?
Yeah. And then slammed 2 3D energy drinks. Okay. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hit a PR, and then I was just like not prepared. Didn't warm up that well. Yeah. And then of course Robbie hit 600, and I was like, damn, I gotta hit something.
That's crazy.
I didn't hit anything, bro. I pulled 500 for 3, which I mean, I only hit 500 2 months ago, so I guess pulling it for 3 now is like decent.
No, that's great.
But yeah, new bar too.
Yeah. Yep. You've got the new bar. You got
officially
Ohio lifting bar.
Texas. Shows what you know.
Texas lifting bar. I literally know nothing.
You're a
about
bodybuilder.
I am 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of that though, because I don't know. How did you feel when Robbie hit the 600? Because it's just funny to me to like watch that happen and then like see a guy like you fail your 550 and I'm like, well, Robbie is over here hitting like the 600. I don't know. When I heard that, like all it sort of does to me is like make me hate powerlifting even more. Yeah. Like honestly, that's what it does. Because I'm like, I know that I could easily get a 600-pound sumo deadlift if I worked up towards it. Like I just know.
It would definitely take you a year.
Oh, it would probably take a year. Yeah. But I know that I could do it. Like it's not something that would be like out of the stars for me. If I put my mind to it, like I know that I could get it within like probably a year or so. And I don't know. It's just it's weird to me to obsess so much over like lifting a weight for one rep. Like there is a mental block there in my head. Like I just never 1 rep max. I never even care. Like I benched 225 for 22 reps the other day.
Really?
And it's like I literally don't care at all even to see what my 1 rep max is. Like I just don't care at all. And I don't understand what the obsession is of hitting like one weight for what.
I couldn't tell you.
It doesn't get into my skull.
It must just be
like
you.
I do not understand. Like I do not understand it at all.
Even like C-Bum would be excited to hit
I get so much more pleasure from like taking a set to a failure. And I'm so much more like proud of somebody. Like when I see you take a hack squat set to failure, I'm like 10 times more proud than watching you deadlift a certain amount of weight for 1 rep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's true.
I don't know. I just feel like training to failure and like actually training hard is just so much more substantial. Like you're pushing yourself.
I do
so hard.
Lately, I just finished my program. I have like one more week left, but it's my PR week.
Okay.
So I'm taking this week off because I'm going to be in Whitefish Thursday through Tuesday for my states tournament. So I'm not going to be able to do the PRs this week. So I'm just going to take a deload this week.
Okay.
But lately, I've only been doing like an arm day on my rest day and going to like complete failure, and I've just like loved it way more than like working up to one rep max lately.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a 1 rep max is super cool, but I don't know, it's just like you said, like going to complete failure is just like a little more satisfying, I guess. But like if you asked me that 3 months ago, I'd be like, oh, 1 rep max for sure. So I think it just depends on what I'm focusing on at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I understand that. I understand that it's like a substantial goal that you can like.
It's just something
grab
like,
onto and say like,
it's not
hey,
like
I'm
not gonna like write down in my notes or like dream about going to failure on hack squat. It's not gonna be like, you know, that's not something I'm really working towards. Like, it's something I'm going to do during my workouts, but it's not something I'm really, like, overly hyped to do. Whereas if I have in my head that I'm going to hit, like, a 535 deadlift today, it's going to be way more, like, just hype if I do that rather than, like, because think about it. You hit one set to failure, then you're like, oh, that's cool. Now I got to do another set. Which, I mean, is, like, good. Like, that's training with intensity. That's not being a bitch. But, like, it's just like if you prep for a 1 rep
there's
max
a build
and
up.
stuff, yeah,
there's
like,
a build.
It's like a suspenseful build up.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have butterflies when I go for like a set to failure. I have like extreme, just like adrenaline and butterflies and just like fight or flight when I'm about to, like when I'm stepping up to the bar for a 1 rep max.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot different in that sense.
It 100% is. It's one rep versus performing through a whole workout.
Yeah, exactly. Because like when you're going to failure, you're not using heavy weight and you're staying really controlled and everything. You're not like swinging that shit around.
Yeah.
Or like a 1 rep max, it's just like you put everything
I think
into that.
that's what people find so addicting is the build up.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Oh, it's just the anticipation. Like that's why it's so devastating when you don't get it.
Yeah.
Because like if you go to failure on a set and then you can't push yourself as far in the next set, it's not that devastating. But like you take a week preparation and then you fail your PR, it's like, oh my gosh, like
well, I just think it's funny. Like, number one, okay, so I made that video about power building, and saying that it was like stupid, and that if you try to do both at the same time, dude, so much flack from power builders, like just coming into my comment section, they're like, oh, well, we actually like to be strong as well as functional. I'm like, dude, you think I'm not stronger than Robbie? Like, you think I'm not strong? Robbie can deadlift 600 pounds. I can't deadlift 600 pounds. Who is stronger? Ask me the question, like, who is stronger? There are, like, I know so many powerlifters who can, like, hit these things and say, like, hey, like, at least we have, like, functional strength. It's like, how is that strength functional? Like, you're not a very strong guy.
If my family's just trapped in a car, I'm gonna be able to pick that car up.
I don't understand this. And sorry, Robbie, if you're watching this, but
Robbie,
I'm just
your 600 deadlift is still insane.
Roasting the absolute.
He
fuck
also
out of you
weighs
right
165 pounds.
That's what's crazy about it. Is well, because I'm like playing basketball today. You know, like I'm playing basketball. I played like a couple games, and I was just like pushing people around, and like it was just so easy. Like these, you know, there were even like people that lifted.
Yeah.
And I would just like, they were so easy to move around, like just with like a little amount of force. And I'm like, that's because I lift. Like it's because I lift and I'm I'm a strong dude in general. Right. And I only train for hypertrophy. So I have like tons of whatever it is, functional strength, even though functionality has to do with the sport that you're competing in. Right. So if I'm bodybuilding training in and of itself is considered functional. But
it's
the fact
strength
is,
training
it's 100% like all of the, like, if anything, I think that training for hypertrophy is more applicable to daily life than power building. Like, I genuinely think
In what way?
Because I feel like it gives you a better idea of how your body works and gives you more overall like application into engaging your muscles and being strong like all around, versus the power building is like you're chasing these goals when it comes to your squat, benching, your deadlift, but it doesn't matter. Like you can squat 500 pounds. Like it doesn't mean that you're stronger than me. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're not going to get completely bodied by somebody else, like playing football or something like that.
Well, I think there's like 3 main like strengths. There's like the functional strength, which is what you're talking about. And I think with that, like with bodybuilding, it's very like bodybuilding really helps in daily life because your mind muscle connection. Like the amount of people who can't even like separate their fingers and stuff is crazy. Like the mind muscle connection is crazy. So like I would say if you're injured, like whenever I'm injured, I feel like exactly what muscle I'm injured in. And it sometimes is like a burden because I overcomplicate it and take it too serious. Yeah. But like I know I can identify exactly where something hurts, or like I can identify like exactly what muscle is doing something. Yeah. So functional strength, I think there's athletic strength. So that's that explosion, like quick twitch strength, where like if you get,
but that applies to moving your own body.
Exactly. So if you get like C-bum who can deadlift more, like do whatever more than like a high school football player, the high school football player is going to be able to move his body better. If you can even take a person the size of C-bum, but that's been training the size of C-bum, been training the same amount of time as C-bum, but been training for athletics rather than bodybuilding, they're going to be 2 completely different. Like C-bum's going to be able to push his body to a farther distance in a bodybuilding aspect, but the football player that's the same size as C-bum, like even if he's like you see these NFL linemen, they're running 440s, weighing 320 pounds.
Crazy.
Like, it's just the way.
Also on a ton of juice, by the way.
Oh yeah, like football players. we have to go into this because I have a big theory about the NFL.
Gonna pop just so many people's bubbles.
Yeah, sports in general. But anyways, if you take athletic strength compared to like a bodybuilding strength, they're gonna be able to move better. If that makes sense. Like
that 100%
they have stronger tendons. They have stronger bones.
Then why are all these power lifters coming at me? These power builders. Why are they coming at me telling me that their strength is more functional than mine?
Okay, so that's my third point.
I love the 3 points that you're going through.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Then
I need to change this out. I'm way too
there's like
talking.
Bro strength. And I think maybe not bro strength. I don't really know the exact terminology I want to put for this because this is going to be a theory in the Newton's Law later. It's going to be in the Arnold Encyclopedia when they update it in 2024. But the third strength I would say is strictly an SPD strength, because that is so like not even from a power building standpoint.
So sped.
No, specified. So sped. But
extra sped.
But an SBD standpoint,
I hate powerlifters, dude. I hate powerlifters.
I'm right here.
I'm sorry. I love you. I love you, but I hate power. I hate power builders.
Power builders. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So I'm not talking about power building. I'm talking about training for SBD, because in the past 10 weeks that I've taken to train up for a squat, bench, deadlift, it is a completely different story. And I think power building is kind of irrelevant to this because power building is like weird. And I'll go into my perspective of power building because we might have different perspectives of what power building is. But for the SBD strength, so the third strength category, that is you're taking time out of your sets. So like you take like a minute rest, you work up to a 90% of your max. Then like there's a lot of math involved in it. Yeah. A lot of calculation. And I think there's a lot of...
I respect that side of powerlifting very much.
I think...
all the calculations.
I think powerlifting gets too categorized into an ego lifting category from the layman's view. But where you look and you're
saying power building.
Power building. Yeah, so powerlifting is a different story.
It just turns into ego lifting.
Exactly. That's what power building... That's the essential power building, yeah. Like you look at the Trent twins, that's power building.
Yeah, 100%.
Which that's how you tear your pectoral muscles
100%.
But anyways, like the SBD strength, you're using science. I mean, you use science, like, shut up. You're using, which like you don't really do in the other 2 strength categories. You know, like in bodybuilding, obviously you use like science outside of the gym, but you're not really like calculating RPEs. You're not taking account how your body feels that day. And like obviously your diet and stuff matter, but you have to be so dialed in. I've noticed this for the past 10 weeks. You have to be so dialed in to hit what you're programmed to hit, or else you're not going to hit it. Like your sleep has to be dialed, your eating habits have to be dialed, everything. And like that goes the same for athletic and bodybuilding strength, but I think it's more so with the SPD strength because you are putting your body through so much strain all week, and you have to take more rest time too. But yeah, those are my 3 strength categories.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so I have a question for you. Let's get into the definition. What does power building actually mean? Because after I made that video, I was thinking about it because people were texting me. They're like, "Well, what? How do you define like power builder exactly?" And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, "Oh damn!" Like I don't actually because when I think of the first power builder, I think of David Lade.
Right.
But then how I was just telling the definition to people is, well, you have to be like trying to compete in powerlifting and trying to compete in bodybuilding. David never did either. He never competed in powerlifting and he never competed in bodybuilding. So pretty much what that means to me is that power building is pretty much just
bodybuilding,
ego lifting.
Or okay,
like
so
but it's literally bodybuilding with ego lifting attached.
I think it's more of a 70s bodybuilding style, like golden era, because you look at those guys, they do squat, bench, deadlift. Just like power builders.
Yeah, but they're not doing like sets of 4 and 5.
That's true.
Like these power builders, what they're doing is they're going into the gym, they're doing a 5x5 on bench with terrible form, not pausing the weight on their chest. None of their lifts are going to get 3 white lights. They literally, what they say that they bench in the gym, subtract 100 pounds is what they would hit in a meet. Maybe even 150 pounds. Like I've seen people hit 315 before that would struggle to hit like 180 pounds with proper powerlifting form. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like butt on the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Touching the bench.
Exactly. Like all of these things, like unrack, pausing the weight on your chest. Like if you are somebody who is like counting your PR like on a 1 rep max, in my opinion, like it should be paused on the bench. Like if you're,
because PRs are so like the only.
You have like a touch and go PR.
Yeah, the only situation a PR actually counts is in a powerlifting competition. That's the, like obviously like PRs, like you bring them up in conversation, but in a practical situation, the only time they actually mean anything is in a powerlifting competition. So if you're not reaching powerlifting standards in your PRs whenever you're doing a PR, then it's not a PR.
Yeah.
Like you can't count that, in my opinion. Like if you're not hitting depth on squat, if you're hiking your deadlift up on your like on deadlift, you can't go down.
You're snatching, or
like,
what do you call that?
I don't even know, like hinging or something.
Hinging.
Yeah,
I think that's the word.
But and then on a bench, you have to pause it. You have to keep your butt on the ground, your hamstrings touching, and you have to follow rack commands. And that's when I was doing my powerlifting stuff, I immediately started doing commands, like in my head.
Yeah.
Like I do a.
That's great. I've seen your bench. Your bench.
Like my bench right now is 285. I'm not counting my 315 or whatever, like butt up on the bench, anything, not paused. 285 is what I have hit on pause bench. It was at like RPE, like 8.5. So like I could probably hit 300 on a good day with powerlifting standards. But I mean, I did a re-rack, or I did a rack, unrack in my head, then go, pause for like a second, then like pause until it stopped moving, press, re-rack. And I did that in my head. You can watch like the video if you have any questions or anything. I do the same thing in my squats. I have a really good, before I started doing powerlifting, I never hit depth on my squats, and I had a really bad judgment of where my feet and everything was, and like where my balance point was. But since I started doing that, I know exactly when I'm hitting parallel. I go a little below parallel because I'm still bodybuilding.
I noticed that your squat's gotten deeper.
Yeah, I'm going like almost ass to the grass because I'm trying to build my hip adductors because I'm still bodybuilding. I just wanted to try out powerlifting because I still have a meet in June.
But I'm telling you, all these people that are in my comments section giving me crap for hating on power builders. One of the guys was like, well, I like to be functional. He's like, and I'm a firefighter, and so I do power building. And I'm like, Can you explain to me, number one, you are not competing in powerlifting. You're not trying to compete in powerlifting. Number two, you are not bodybuilding. You are not trying to compete in bodybuilding. So and yet you identify as a power builder, and you think that squatting and benching deadlift more for one rep is going to functionally help you with
in a firefighting?
Yeah. No, you should be throwing bags around and
you should be taking like a strongman approach.
You should be carrying people around. Strongman is literally like the antithesis
of
being
strength.
Like the strongest, being able to do whatever the frickin' hell like guy of all time. And if you cannot come to me saying, "Oh, I'm doing powerbuilding because I want to be functional." If you want to be functional, go lift an Atlas stone. Go lift a human body.
Yeah.
If that is actually like what are you trying to do? If you are trying to train to be a firefighter, there are so many different ways you should be going about training than a power building split, because doing that one rep with terrible form just so that you can brag about your deadlift in the gym is literally getting you nowhere. Right. It's literally getting you nowhere.
Yeah, that's not...
And that was everybody in my comment section that was claiming to be a power builder. Not one of their lifts would get 3 white lights. They're not a power lifter. They're not a bodybuilder, but they like to say that they're a power builder.
Well, because the Trend Twins popularized it.
Is that what's going on? Because, so here's the deal. David Lade was the first power builder.
Yeah, but no one cares about David Lade anymore.
Look at him, bro.
Yeah,
like
he's athletic.
He fucked his shit up bad. Like there's those old videos of him deadlifting in the garage with Dylan yelling at him where he's like, do another one. And he's doing a 5x5 on sumo.
Yeah.
That was literally what caused his problems now. He has like 3 herniated discs in his lower back.
Yeah.
I go to the gym and I see kids doing this every day. Like I see kids doing this literally every day. And David Lade like inspired it. Like he's the one that freaking inspired it. And now these kids are literally going to go out there and they're not going to be able to lift by the age of 25.
No.
Because they're doing it with absolutely atrocious form in the name of power building.
In that instance, so that's your perspective on power building. So you're saying you're not a power builder unless you are physically competing in a powerlifting competition and a bodybuilding competition.
So that's the thing, is that's how I would personally describe it. But all of these self-acclaimed power builders, these self-acclaimed power builders who are like, I'm a power builder, they don't do either. Like,
no,
exactly. So here's something. I don't think you have to be trying to compete in both, but if you are a bodybuilder who does 5x5s trying to get as strong on his 1 rep max for squat, bench, and deadlift, I would consider you a power builder.
Yeah.
If you are if you're a power lifter who also does specific training for hypertrophy, I might call you a power builder. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's Lex Little is a good example of that.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Because
I think that he is, yeah.
So Lex he obviously pushes himself really hard from a compound lift standpoint. He also competes in powerlifting. Mm-hmm. And he has a great physique, like a great build. He's actually starting to gain muscle because he was plateaued for a while because he just didn't care. Didn't know what he was doing for a little bit. But he's like a great example of what a power builder actually is, in my opinion.
I think he is a good example, and he uses really good form.
He has spot on form. He's
perfect.
I watched when I was trying to dial in my squat and deadlift. I watched so many Lex Little videos and squat university videos.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm going to say about Lex Little is, even though I understand where you're coming from in saying that he's a power builder, I look at him and I consider him more of a power lifter.
Yeah. Well, he definitely is more. So I think, No, you're fine. I think there are two sides to power building, because I think it's such a blanket term, in my opinion.
Because I look at Lex, I feel like he hasn't gained very much muscle at all, because he doesn't bulk.
He stayed at 190.
He doesn't bulk. He stayed at 190 for so long. He doesn't go up. He doesn't go down. He doesn't cut. He doesn't cut at all. He never gets super lean. He just has this tiny midsection.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. I struggle to call him a power lifter or a power builder because in my mind, he's just a power lifter.
Yeah.
Like, so that's honestly how I think about him.
I think power building is such a big blanket term because like you were saying, you could be a bodybuilder training 5x5s for a 1 rep max with good form, but also be training for hypertrophy, like in a bodybuilding sense. Or you could be a power lifter. So you do your powerlifting sets and reps. So pretty much what I'm doing, you work up to your like RPE 7 single, then you do your 3x4, and then your like 5x6 like tempo whatever, and then you do some hypertrophy. So I think there are powerlifting focused power builders and bodybuilding focused. But then you get these little We Go Gym kids that are in the middle
that want to do the squat, bench, and deadlift with terrible form.
They want to have terrible form, get red lighted on everything. But then also their hypertrophy training is shit too. Because they're not training with any intensity or anything because they're so gassed from hitting their 1 rep max every day.
That's so true.
Because when you're power building,
that is also a massive problem with the power building. Is everybody hits their 1 rep max every day.
Right.
Like every day they go to bench, they're hitting their
power lift. You're gonna work up RPEs every week. Like I stayed at RPE 6 for 2 weeks. It was the most boring thing ever. But you have to stay there. Like if you actually want to like kill yourself on your lifts, do your hypertrophy training.
Okay, so here's something else. In my opinion, I would say that it constitutes a power builder a lot more to be a bodybuilder that does the powerlifting sets at the beginning. I think that makes a lot more sense than a power lifter who is trying to also do hypertrophy.
Yeah, because
the fact is, because you're the bodybuilder that's trying to dabble in powerlifting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people who are powerlifters who are also trying to do hypertrophy doesn't make any sense to me because like half of doing powerlifting is managing fatigue, making sure that tomorrow you can come back in and perform at a specific, like in a specific way. Like you have to stick to certain things. Like if you come in and it's RPE 10 day, but you feel like shit because you hit like your crazy leg workout yesterday, like after your sets of powerlifting, like that, it conflicts a lot more than being a bodybuilder who also lifts heavy weight. If you're a bodybuilder that wants to do 5x5s, like that's totally fine, but you have to decide how you want to actually lift the weight because there is a difference from saying I'm going to do a 5x5 because I'm trying to get strong, but I am going to focus solely on moving this weight from point A to point B, or you are going to do a 5x5 where you are pushing your muscles to the max. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still do that with a 5x5. And the truth is, I have so much more respect for somebody who can pick up 225 and rep it for 5 reps with like good quality control and muscular than somebody who understands all the leverages, who goes super wide, who arches their back a ton, who brings it down, touches their chest, and then presses it up. And it's like a robotic movement where they're trying to literally use as little of their muscle as possible.
Right.
They're just trying to use all of their leverages in order to get that weight up. I have so much more respect for somebody who, when I see them and they're repping a heavy weight and they're controlled. There was one guy who I was listening to, and he had the perspective that bodybuilders are stronger than powerlifters, but it's not why you think. It's because if a bodybuilder benches 300 pounds, he's much stronger than the powerlifter that benches 300 pounds because the powerlifter can get the weight to go from A to B, but the bodybuilder can engage every single muscle. He can control it so much better, and he can do it without optimizing his leverages. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
if he actually did optimize his leverages.
I'm still like kind of working through it in my brain. I'm not sure if it 100% makes sense, but it definitely kind of plays into what I was saying.
That was definitely my cross to bear training for powerlifting, because I know my leverages on squat and deadlift, those are really easy to figure your leverages out with a few days of just like dialing it in. But on bench, I have
close grip. You literally bench really close grip.
Yeah. It's because it works the best for me. And like, I want to be really strong on bench, but in the long run, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. I'm not going to be doing powerlifting past the age of 19, I'm still going to be lifting like heavy-ish weight.
But dude, you got long arms, man. I
know. I'm going to switch to conventional.
Why don't you go as wide as I do on bench? Because I go just wide enough to the point where I still get a ton of chest. Because you get like 60% triceps in your bench press. Like, it is so heavily triceps.
I tried going wide for a while, and it like screwed my bench up. I could only bench like 255.
How long did you do it for? Because I used to go narrow too.
The majority of the summer.
I had to force myself. Oh, you went for a while. I had to force myself to do it for like 2 months before I started to get stronger.
It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. I think it's because just my build. I don't know. Like I have broader shoulders. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And I just like feel a lot more like I can feel my lats contract a lot better. My delts, you know, I'm going to switch it up eventually if I get more into powerlifting, but I'm like having success with my close grip. And you look at James English, he's on a shit ton of juice, but when he competed in the USPA,
he doesn't bench super wide.
No, he's just as close as I am, because I go like on a typical like commercial bar, I go like middle of my thumb.
James English is a power builder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he's an actual power builder.
Yeah, and guess what?
He has good form.
You want me to tell you how stupid power building is? His power building has cost him like what? It's probably going to end up costing him like $50,000 in his like adductor surgeries and shoulder surgeries. Well, because he was he was power building, because he was like, he's like, my adductor hurts, but Tommy wants me to go for a PR when I'm hanging out with him, or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
And so he goes for the thing, completely screws up his adductor. No longer can he bodybuild. No longer can he power build. And this kind of like plays into like the whole point that I was trying to make. But I make these 60-second videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know how much bullshit I cut out of there? I cut out so much stuff where I'm like, gosh, like I want this to be in there so bad, but I literally do not have a second to spare. So I have to take it out.
Watch this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So people definitely need to watch this. But if you are injuring yourself powerlifting, it is a direct, what's the word? It is in direct opposition to your bodybuilding career, because you are like, whatever, you may tear a muscle, it might look worse after you tear it.
It's gonna function worse. You're not gonna be able to push it to its limits.
Exactly. It's
your
gonna
tendons are gonna be all screwed up.
100%. Yeah. And you're literally setting yourself up for failure trying to do both, because you're in. And it's so funny that we bring up James English, because even somebody as knowledgeable as he is, like he's not a we go gym kid or whatever, still does that dumbass thing where he goes into the gym and lifts weight that he shouldn't be lifting just to have fun with a friend.
I think it's just testosterone. I think it is just the like barbaric like instinct that we have to pick up heavy shit. Because like you don't hear any exactly.
Completely primal.
Well, I think like obviously we still have like ancestral like ties to stuff, like just like animal ties. And like in species, the guy with the biggest horns or like antlers gets the most girls and stuff. Back in the Nordic days,
I saw this meme where it was like, when I see a cute couple at the gym, like, but the guy benches less than me, and he's like,
what's going on? I see that all the time, dude. There's a few couples that fuel. There's a few couples that fuel, and like he'll be squatting when I'm benching that day. Like, and he has like 225 on squat, and I'm hitting 225 for like 12 reps, like during my warm ups.
And then, it's like, so primal.
You're just like,
making your primal mating call to like attract his female.
Doing the Brandon. I'm going, I'm coming.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I was like screaming that in the hallways at school and got in like a little bit of trouble.
Oh, really?
I'm coming. No.
That's good too.
No one gets it though.
You mastered it. Okay, wait. So what were you saying again? You were
so the Nordics, like a long time ago, like Viking days, their pay grade on their fishing boats would be based off of how big of a stone you could lift.
Interesting.
So the guy that there were like 16 stones or whatever. I don't know how many stones they had, but each one weighed the most. And like one would be, you get 10% of what everybody else is getting. You get 20%, 30%, so on. And the bigger the stone you lifted, the more you get paid.
Interesting.
And so that means you're the strongest man.
Makes
you're
sense.
Getting paid the most. This is how I think society should work. You're stronger, you're getting paid the most, which means more females are going to want to mate with you. That's why Nordics are such big people. Like, like Scandinavians.
They're literally supposed to lift heavy.
Well, Scandinavians are like
the Icemen
are very big people. Like half the strong
yeah.
men are Scandinavian. And it's because the woman only mated with the men who made the most money, and the men who made the most money were the strongest men. So that's why they completely killed their small genes.
The bitches, they got rid of
the
bitches,
woman.
Bro.
The men wanted to have a long lasting bloodline because people didn't live that long back then. So you wouldn't choose a weak woman, So they kind of rooted out.
That means
the genes.
Robbie is gonna get way more bitches than me.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
He gets paid more than you.
He gets paid. Robbie gets paid.
Robbie, damn it.
Gosh dang it, Robbie.
And so I think that's where we have that primal just like instinct to want to pick heavy shit up. Obviously we've kind of rooted that out and found out more ways to like induce serotonin and whatnot through like social media, drugs, everything. But I think there is still that just like drive to pick up heavy shit, and that's where that's where I feel sometimes we're like, oh, I got to hit RP 8.5. Oh, fuck it, let's go for a PR today.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm not having a very good day. So if I lift a lot of weight off the ground, I'm gonna feel much better about myself.
Interesting.
Even though no one else could care less, I'm gonna feel much better about myself because it's that ancestral, just like I am better than everybody because I picked up this weight.
Interesting. Yeah, so, I guess. Yeah, there's definitely a disconnect there.
There was a science behind it too, like how we are connected to like our animalistic roots and stuff. But I think that's where like the drive to pick up heavy weight kind of comes from. But I mean, back to James, I feel like a big portion of it, because you see powerlifters now, they get injured just as much as bodybuilders do.
Yeah.
Which is not that much. They used to get injured a lot more. But now that we have like more knowledgeability and in physiologic, like kinesiology, like intelligence, we know how the body works a little better. So if you're warming up properly, like I take a 30-minute warm up.
So now we're maximizing leverages to get shit off the ground.
Exactly. So, but like that brings me to my point. These people who are getting injured power building because they're ego lifting, they're not taking proper recovery time, and they are not warming up. The amount of people that I see are working up to a 1 rep max. They start off with like 3 plates on the bar for deadlift or whatever. They don't warm up their hip adductors. They don't warm up anything. I saw this really great video, and it was this guy. He used a piece of string cheese to represent a muscle, and it was cold. And as soon as he put any tension on it, it pulled apart. He heated it up, and it stretched. And that's how your muscles work. If you don't warm up, your chances of like tearing something or hurting something are so exponential.
That's crazy.
And people just don't warm up because like, oh, warming up's for pussies. Because like all this bro knowledge, like you got to take your 500 milligrams of test. Like those same types of guys.
Well, yeah, and they take their pre-workout like 45 minutes before they lift. Yeah. So by the time they start, get into the gym, they're like cracked out of their minds.
Oh yeah.
And it's
because they don't have the patience to warm up either.
Yeah, 100%.
I take anybody that hits legs with me in the gym is so annoyed because I take 30 minutes. I take a resistance band. I do like 16 yards one way, 16 yards the other way, doing side shuffles like 4 times, just like burning my hip adductors, warming them up. I throw 135 on the bar, and if you ever get back into squatting, I live by this now. Like, get your feet where you want them, but keep tension on the band, because you put your band around your ankles, and keep tension on the band all the way through. Like, go really slow up and down. Keep tension on the band all the way through, because what you're doing is you're forcing your glutes to activate. This is all about leverages. So if you're training for quads, this is not what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to push as much weight as possible, you want to, if that band loses tension, like in any spot, you need to keep tension there.
Yeah.
And it's like a really good way of determining where your feet should be.
Yeah, because your glutes need to be firing.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you picture you're squatting and like you have pressure right there, as soon as you lose the pressure there, that's a bad sign, Yeah, but like back to what I was saying, people do not warm up anymore. Like I work out with anybody and they're like immediately, oh, let's throw like 135 on the bench, let's do a few reps, and then let's throw 225 on the bench. Yeah. And it's like, no, like I'll do like a bunch of pull-ups, like a bunch of like shoulder mobility stuff. And like I'm young. Like if anybody doesn't need to be warming up, it's me, you know? Yeah. But like that's where I think power building gets skewed, because these power builders are idiots, power builders. And they're not warming up or anything. But if you see an actual power builder, they're warming up, they're paying attention to their body and everything.
Yeah, well, I also think that a massive thing that's playing into it is just the blowing up of social media and how the gym is trending so much.
Yeah.
That everybody, like all of these freaks like you, are coming out of nowhere and they're posting these insane lifts on Instagram, and then these people are like, oh my gosh, these people are so strong, I need to try to get like that.
Yeah, but what they don't see,
well, number one, they don't see the work that goes into it, but they also don't understand that you are literally like the most gifted top like 0.001% of people, and they look up to these people and they're like, I'm gonna chase doing what that guy's doing.
Exactly. It's you.
That guy is built so much different compared to you, bro. You are a normal Joe. Like this guy, whether or not he was training for hypertrophy or training for powerlifting, you could train your entire life for powerlifting and you're not going to hit the numbers that he would hit just training for hypertrophy.
Yeah.
Like what are you thinking, dude?
Yeah. There's a few kids, like, I'm not hating on all my followers or anything by any means, but there's a few kids in my DMs. Like remember that kid that was like comparing his back to mine?
Yeah.
It was like saying he just like needs to pose with the lighting and everything.
Yeah.
They keep comparing themselves to people like me and like you,
Lex Little.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's social media's fault, but it's also being so naive.
You need to be like cognizant. You need to know your place. Like it's crazy to me how these kids just think that they can automatically become someone that they found on the internet, because the fact is, like, you're so far behind just with how you're born. Like I said, you can literally train your whole life and you're not going to end up like these people.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm well aware of where I am, like genetically and like potential wise. So I sometimes bring it up in conversations I have with my followers that are like, hey, I weigh exactly as much as you weigh. I train the exact, like, not the exact way, but I train like as many days as you train. I train like, you know, I'm the same height as you, blah, 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 fill in the blank. And they're like, my lifts are 100 pounds less than yours, and I look like shit compared to you. And it's just like, so like, I don't know.
Well, so somebody asked me this the other day. Henry is the 300-pound kid at our gym. He's insane, super strong, literally like 280 pounds. He always gets mad when I call him 300 pounds.
300.
But we broke it down. I like eat more food than him.
Yeah.
I eat more food than him, and I like train like way harder for hypertrophy, like trying to get big. And he does like powerlifting, like hypertrophy style mix, but it's like arms growing a lot. But I mean, it's like, bro, like, it's like this kid asked me, he's like, if you eat more than him, like, and you know, train like muscle to failure, like, why don't you look as big as he is?
Because he was born a bigger person.
Because I'm not built to be 280 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. People like
are people just blind to the genetic differences
there's
nowadays?
Two spectrums of it. There's people that solely blame everything on genetics, and there's people that are completely oblivious to the fact that genetics are a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you can have insane genetics and not train like good at all. And the guy who puts more intensity into his workouts than the guy with good genetics is going to look better than the guy with good genetics.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But if you have good, like, I'm obviously being like kind of cocky here.
There's definitely
like
outliers.
Like you take me, I'm well aware I have like top 0.001% genetics. And I take that combined with I train probably more intense than a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like I train almost as intense as you train. I've dialed it back because of powerlifting. But I mean
hard. Yeah.
And a lot of people when they work out with me that's what they realize, and that's where they
and I didn't even learn how to train that hard till like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't learn how to train hard until like I started lifting with you.
Yeah,
because I thought I was training hard like in the 12 rep range, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing shit. I'm just
until you started lifting with me. Yeah, so there you go. Like how obvious is that? I can lift for 6 to 7 years, and only in the past 2 years have I actually learned to train with intensity. And that's why, dude, that's why my progress has been so crazy. Like, I weighed the same at my first show that I did at my second show. There was like a 5 to 10 pound body fat like difference between those shows. Like, I was peeled as hell the second show. The first show I was like literally like 10% body fat on stage. And the second show, same exact weight on the stage.
Just more muscle mass.
I've been building like plenty of muscle over the past couple years, even though I'm 6 to 7 years into lifting, just because I literally just learned how to train like intensely like 2 years ago. Yeah. When I was in Texas.
It is such a game changer too. Cause like I've been like, that's why I say I've only been lifting for like, training for bodybuilding and stuff for like 6 months.
Yeah, don't even get me started with this conversation, because so many people citing my DMs are like, how long have you been training for? And like if you say like 10 years, they're gonna be like, oh damn, like you're definitely maxing out like your natty potential. It's like no, I would say that like 50 to 70% of the people who have been training for 10 plus years are nowhere near their genetic potential, because they still don't know how to train.
Yeah, because they like in the past 7 years they haven't been knowing how to train. Then they learn how to train, and they're pretty much at base like A when they first learn how to train. So like when I was first starting working out, I was doing like I do like 50 push-ups. I do like some curls until like my arms kind of burnt a little bit with horrendous form.
I've been doing that since I was 14.
Like, and I do like terrible form on bench, bent back deadlifts, like everything. My genetics played a really big role, because I could bench 215 when I was 13.
Yeah.
So like it was terrible bench form, but I didn't know how to bench.
Are you in the camera? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, okay, good.
But yeah, it's like crazy how training with intensity has made me this bulk has been so good. I've blown up. Because
you have, dude, you are disgusting. Like your progress, has been straight muscle tissue.
Look at like my stretch marks and everything. I mean, like I am packing on some body fat, which is fine.
Dude,
but for the most part,
I cannot believe it. You are such a mutant. In the photos that you send me, I'm just like there is there's changes that people make to like photos. Like I'll even do it where you take like a photo differently, or it's like different angle, different lighting, that type of stuff, and you look bigger in one photo, you look smaller in the other photo, that type of thing.
Yeah.
With yours, they're like unequivocal, obviously like he added like a pound of muscle on this specific part of his body.
Brandon's gone right now. Oh my goodness. He just stopped his tall.
My Arnold accent?
Wow, you're terrible at that.
Wait. I'm coming. Get to the chopper.
No, wait, you can't be as growly.
What are you doing? We're trying to do something. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right. I can do it sometimes.
Man? What are you doing?
I can't do it. All right.
You gotta. Your tongue has to be in the back of your throat. You have to. No.
You want to be coming. You want to be coming everywhere.
It's one even flow, because you're kind of like, you have to be coming. He's not angry.
So good. I'm
coming. Oh my god.
You're making me look bad. I'm
coming everywhere.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Okay,
but
Brandon,
okay.
Tell me about how you come.
Just how crazy is that I can literally look.
And there's no age restriction.
Yeah, you literally just click. I'm above 18 years old. Click.
Yeah, because money's money. How many who's that one raw-geared chick that's like, she's not even like fit, she's fat, like she's actually fat and has an OnlyFans and has like 3 million followers. How many of her OnlyFans people are minors, do you think? 50% at least?
It's a ridiculous amount.
You know?
It's a ridiculous amount. And it's like,
I
don't understand. Like, it is sex work. Yeah. Like, I don't care. I do not care how you try to describe it.
It's like not equality for women.
People come at me because I have friends whose girls do OnlyFans, and they're like, they're just like, oh yeah, but like she doesn't even like do the posts. She doesn't even like talk to the guys that DM her on there. She has like a team of guys that do it for you. I'm like, are you telling me that you find like comfort in the fact that you have a whole team that is pimping your woman out?
Who pays that? Where's the team for the money coming from? Your girl's fucking boobs, bro.
are funding
this team.
Horny ass dudes who are getting the content for free. Probably.
No. The dudes are paying for the content, but that money,
I'm like saying
part of it is going.
The pimps are probably getting access to it.
Part of it is going to the chick.
Yeah.
And part of it is going to the team of people that are managing these people. How
messed up is that?
That's literally pimpery, bro.
That's so messed up.
It is digital pimpery.
Dude, it's so accepted. Yeah. Why is it so accepted?
Because
how did it become so accepted
because it's
so fast?
Empowering to women.
How did that become so easily? How did we lose this battle so quickly?
Yeah. Well, okay.
How did we lose this battle so quickly?
You know the Larry Wheel stuff, right? So, in a random girl that you'll see on TikTok that like randomly will blow up, like just for doing like his dumb dance, like mid body, like a 5 out of 10. Any guy would rate her like a 5 out of 10. But they have the opportunity to see her naked on OnlyFans. They pay that anytime. Where Larry Wheels did an experiment. Obviously, he wasn't naked. But for one day, he had an OnlyFans of him just like in normal clothes and stuff. People didn't know that. So they, like, anybody who bought his OnlyFans didn't know what they were going to see. But it was an experiment he did because he is like, in most people's eyes, the embodiment of like a perfect male physique, and not from a bodybuilding standard. Okay. From any chick you ask on, if you show them a picture of Larry Wheels, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that guy's hot," you know, or like any like gay dude. Like most guys are gonna like gay dude.
That's true. Yeah. Larry's not is the most attractive human. No offense, Larry. PR. No offense, Larry.
No, but my point is.
Isn't he bisexual?
Is he?
I'm like 90%
But he just got married.
I'm like 90% sure that he was bisexual.
I don't care.
Because one of his like past scandals, like with that girl that had accused him of like beating her up, which turned out to be total BS. Yeah, she was also like accusing him of like sleeping with a dude or something. I really hope I'm not spreading rumors. Nobody watches this anyway, so
except for Lex Little.
Yeah, apparently Lex watches, and Robbie's definitely watching this far. Fuck you, Robbie. Robbie, I love you. I'm just messing with you.
Dude, Robbie doesn't even know who you are.
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, no. That's true. He's way too famous for me.
Anyways, my point is, dudes are so horny because of like OnlyFans or whatever. Like they just buy like a random girl's OnlyFans, where like you take like an actual famous person like Larry Wheels and like no one gives a shit. You know?
Yeah.
So
dude,
it's crazy.
Don't get me started, bro.
It's crazy.
Don't get me started, man. It's so depressing. It's
because people have nothing better to do with their lives anymore.
I don't understand. But dude,
that's why, dude, I always have so much respect for Lex and Aaron.
You know what? Do you know what I do?
What?
Is I literally, like, when I see girls that are posting fitness content that don't have OnlyFans and they're not posting like this thirst trappy I go out of my way to text them and specifically say, hey, I just wanted to let you know your content is different than all of these other women and it is better. I say,
especially if it
your
works,
purity, your chastity is worth more than any dollar amount you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
I literally say this to them. Like I send them like a copy paste DM that's like, please don't get into this.
Yeah.
Like I see that you run fitness. You can go somewhere if you want to, but you can either make tons of money in the future doing actual like fitness and helping people, or you can make a buttload of money now by starting an OnlyFans. And I understand that that's like a temptation 10 years
for in the future, your future husband, like you're going to have a hard time finding a husband.
No. What you're going to realize is not only are you making your money, not only are you making your money in like this terrible way, that's literally you're selling your soul, you're selling your body, you're selling yourself. But then at the same time, you're going to realize all of a sudden, money doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
Money past like $80,000 a year, it doesn't even like add to your happiness at that point. So all you're pretty much doing is spending this money to go places on Instagram and make your OnlyFans content more enjoyable for people. It just becomes all of a sudden that's your life. That all of a sudden that's your life because you like guaranteed like as an OnlyFans. I just can't imagine being an OnlyFans girl or a girl in general and going to the gym and being like looked at by guys like guys who number one who know, but even just guys who like check you out, who like say like, oh yeah, like damn, like that girl, like she's beautiful, like she's a beautiful girl, like maybe I'll go up and talk to her. Newsflash, that's how relationships between men and women start, is attraction. Like I don't care, you can't smell somebody's personality. Well, and it pisses me off. And when people are like, oh, like you just approached her and started talking to her because you thought she was attractive. Like if like that's how relationships work.
Yeah, because so you see an attractive woman, you talk to her for 2 weeks, and if she's like talking to an almond, bro, she has the personality of a nut. You're going to not talk to her anymore. Where you have an attractive woman and she has a good personality, you're not going to know she has a good personality. Yeah. You wouldn't have talked to her if she wasn't attractive.
Yeah. That's the simple truth.
Yeah, like the only reason you can stay talking to her is because she has a good personality. Yeah.
I try to talk to everyone, but if I'm like a woman and I'm actually going to flirt with you, I need to find you attractive.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna look at you and be like, oh, he's ugly, but I bet he has a good personality.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's
how it's gonna happen. That's why you need
biology.
to optimize.
There is nothing wrong with that, and that's one of the things that has been pissing me off so much about this whole like the whole TikTok thing where it's like, guys, like even if the guy is like just watching you to like make sure you don't fail your bench press or something like that. Yeah, like girls are like, oh my gosh, he's checking me out in the gym. What is wrong with him checking you out in the gym?
That's the like point you're in the gym for. Like some girls,
like what is the issue? You are a woman. You're
obviously good looking because men are checking you out.
Like each other. There's something called marriage and babies, and like that's how that works.
Monogamy isn't real anymore, Brandon.
Oh boy. Shut up. Hayden Tate,
bro.
I can't believe I can't imagine, like I said, I can't even imagine being a female going to the gym and being like, hey, like I'm out here in public. And all of these guys can literally just go look at my booty hole.
Well, also
right now for $3.99.
I am right now. I'm looking at yours.
That's way more expensive, dude.
Yeah, dude. If you started an OnlyFans, you shouldn't.
I charge way more than that.
I'd probably assassinate you.
Yeah, high ticket OnlyFans.
Yeah, for these grippers.
DM me.
I have some exclusive Brandon content.
Grip Reaper. Innocent until proven grippy. What the
fuck? No, but it also removes all the work from like. I watch a lot of More Place More Dates, and the dates portion of what he talks about is talking about like approaching the woman and everything. It takes all the work out because the main goal as a man, like just your primal goal, you want to develop a relationship with this woman and you want to mate with this woman and protect this woman. You're taking the protection portion out, but you don't need to talk to the woman anymore because you get that same satisfaction of mating with her by looking at her OnlyFans, which you don't even need to know who she is in person to just look at her OnlyFans. So that's like what porn also does. It takes away a lot of like your sex drive and everything. And it's just that immediate serotonin button. But it also takes away your social skills and everything. You don't know how to approach a girl because anytime you see a girl that's attractive and she happens to have an OnlyFans, you just go find that instead. Because that's, unfortunately in today's society, that's the ultimate goal of men. Where obviously your goal should be to be in a monogamous relationship with this woman and protect her and stuff and like be just a person with her. But now it's like your main goal is to have sex. Yeah.
And don't think we're just talking about girls here.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of guys.
There are plenty of guys doing it as well. And
Nikocado avocado.
Oh boy. I just honestly, like as a man, I hold you to a higher standard And so at that point, I don't even feel like trying to help you out or trying to get you on the right path because you've already failed so hard in my mind.
Also with women, it's like there's a lot of pressure too. There's not a lot of pressure on men to start OnlyFans. There's a lot of pressure on women to start OnlyFans right now.
So if the guys do it, it's because they want money.
They want that money.
You know what I'm saying?
And the guys
like with the girls, there's like this primal want for like validation.
Yeah.
And or they're scared that they can't like provide much else to society besides what they have in their body. And that's the truth. That's the reality is that women like a large amount of women's value comes from like in their body.
OnlyFans only feeds that too.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is, I think the first step we should take is brands not sponsoring or not hiring girls with OnlyFans.
Yeah, 100%.
But when brands start denying people sponsorships with OnlyFans,
then
they are going to be canceled.
That's how this needs to work.
Yeah.
I think you just cracked it.
Yeah.
That would literally stop it.
Yeah, because like you're going to make more money with a brand than you are on OnlyFans, most likely. But if that brand's not going to, it depends on who you are. If you're this person with 12K followers, sometimes.
I don't think that's the case for anybody. Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe.
I think that these women, dude, I know these girls, even the ones with like 5,000 followers, they are making buckets, bro. They are making so much. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I don't care. We need to take the money incentive out of it.
Yeah.
Brands
need to just they can't deny people that are either porn actresses, porn actors, or OnlyFans models, because it's not socially accepted to deny people like that. Just like it's not socially accepted to I don't even know, criticize someone for having an OnlyFans these days, because we are so soft now. We have to accept everything.
Yeah, And dude, it's so funny because I used to be like the most accepting, tolerant
you
guy.
Can still be tolerant and accepting. You
don't
have to be
100%. I just feel like you need to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. It's not even a misogynistic, sexist, women should not be showing their, but it is, you are taking value away from yourself and you are normalizing sex work. And the big majority of your audience are minors as well, And it's at the end of the day, in any situation, in anybody's mind, that is bad. No matter how accepting you are, if you think that's good, there's something wrong with you. But you're saying that's good because that is what society is saying is good, because it's profitable and it's easy. It's easily to get addicted to. People get addicted to it,
dude. I've been so bad at that for the past couple years. I just recently, with my business, with my coaching and all that type of stuff, I sat down and there's this line from this Kanye song, R.I.P. Kanye. He's kind of gone off the deep end, but still makes some really. Do you know what that's for?
It's a massage thing, right?
For your back, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm
calling.
Wait, what was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying.
Quote or whatever.
Shoot, what was I saying?
Calling.
Dang it, dude! I had a really good thought.
I'm sorry.
You totally threw me off. What was I gonna say? We're gonna say
the past 2 months you've been.
There you go. No. Oh, thank you. Okay, so there's this Kanye lyric where he says. I draw the line, it's written in the sand.
Yeah.
He says that. And he's like, try me and you'll see that I'm not playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that line, I was just dude, I need to draw the line of where my morals actually are.
Yeah.
Because I've had these internal, I know where I draw my my lines inside, but I need to know where I draw the line when it comes to what I expose myself to, fitness wise. Because I'm being surrounded by all of these people. All of these people are affecting me. They're influencing me.
Mm-hmm.
All of their ideals are literally indoctrinating me, even if I don't agree with them. Just being around them and sort of trying to be tolerant of their ideas automatically seep into my own mind because I haven't drawn the line.
You don't have that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have the solid like moral ground to stand upon because I like kind of had it, but I'm like, I need to sit down and actually think like what am I not going to do?
Yeah.
How am I going to hold others accountable?
Right.
Like, because the truth is, like I posted on my story today, if you have an OnlyFans, like we can't be friends.
No.
Like I'm sorry, but that is just that is the simple like that is the simple fact of the matter. And it's totally fine. Like if you don't want to be friends with me, you probably don't. If you've listened to this whole podcast, you have an OnlyFans, you probably don't want to be
Brandon
my friend.
Doesn't have any friends anyway.
But the fact is, it's like I need to draw the line somewhere. Because like all of these, like I know a ton of these girls.
Yeah.
Like I know a ton of these girls, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't follow you anymore.
Right.
Like I can't condone this. Like these guys who are doing it, I'm like, I can't condone this no matter how much of a good person I think that you are or how good of a person you portray yourself out as online. It's where I literally have to draw the line.
Because you're in that category
because
now.
You are like through your tolerance, you are really you're like losing yourself and you're losing your own morals.
Because where do you draw the line at that point when you're putting yourself out there?
That was my problem over the past couple of months that I really had to deal with. It was like if I'm starting a business to like really like help people and I want to surround myself with other people who are doing the same thing, I'm like, I need to stay the hell away. I mean, the first time I ever made that decision was back when I left Raw Gear.
Yeah.
Like that was solely because of the fact that all the girls were starting OnlyFans. When I left, I told them, it just wasn't a good fit. I have another sponsor lined up, which I did. But I mean, the truth was I figured out about everything that's going on down there, and I was just disgusted.
That's why a lot of people left too.
I was so disgusted.
And on the other spectrum, that's why a lot of people are leaving Gymshark because they're going with the whole body positivity route.
Well, they went the whole body positivity route, and now they're trying to come back.
And nobody likes Gymshark anymore.
Well, they're trying to come back, but it seemed like a lot of people were pretty hyped about it. But
really? I'm not.
I don't know. You shat in the bed, bro.
Yeah.
You shat the bed. Like I don't care about you anymore. Like you literally. You know how stupid this is? Here, let me tell you how stupid this is. You ready? I'm about to blow your world.
It's coming.
Gymshark, Gymshark with the new rebrand, like where they're like, oh, we're getting back to our like core morals. You remember that? Like the whole thing with David Lade. David Lade is bringing back the old Gymshark.
Bringing back Gymshark.
They started a separate Instagram page for Gymshark lifting. A separate Instagram page. Your original name is Gymshark.
Yeah.
Why would you take the gym completely out of your brand? Whatever, like stop trying to be fit.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to make a comeback, but you make a new Instagram account that's Gymshark lifting. I saw that and I was like, bro.
Yeah, what?
You're literally just in it for the money. You're trying you're basically trying to take a part of young LA's part of the pie. You're like, hey, they're making so much money. We need to benefit off this niche. We're not making as much money doing the body positivity stuff as we thought we would. So we're trying to get back into this. It's just so obvious to me that it's like this crazy like grasp for money, and they make David Lade the face of it because David has this massive following.
Well, and
everybody's been following him for so long, and dude, that pissed me off so
when you have a gym.
I can't even tell you how much that pissed me off. That pissed me off so much. I should write down like what topics. Can you hand me that sheet of paper right there, just so I can remember what to name this episode? Because I'm gonna name it like
OnlyFans.
Why Powerbuilding is stupid. Why Powerbuilding? Sorry, keep talking while I have this.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna teach you how to do an Arnold voice. Okay, so you have to be very flowery. Okay, so Arnold, he has a very hard time pronouncing his vowels. So you want to start off with a nice loose keep your tongue in the back of your throat, like okay. So Arnold, what he does, he emphasizes a lot of things.
Okay, go back to the Gymshark thing. Well, what do you think is I can't believe you just did that. Oh shoot, we didn't press.
Oh no, We're done. No, it's over.
Hold on.
What's going on? I'm going to kill you.
That's fine. Keep talking.
What? Okay, so back to what I was saying. Arnold, how he emphasizes things, you're going to have your tongue kind of in the back of your throat. And so this is monotone. He's going to be like, oh, what's going on, everybody? No. But when he gets excited, he's going to go, oh, and his tongue goes kind of back into his throat a little more. So he's going to, how are you doing, everybody? I'm so excited to be here. This is fantastic.
So what do you think? What do you think of the Gymshark rebrand?
I hate it, dude. Because when you're a lifting brand,
did you know that they had that?
Yeah,
they had a separate Instagram page for Gymshark lifting. Yeah. So they have their Gymshark body positivity like main account now, and then they have a lifting account. They have a separate lifting account, bro. That's just so funny.
They're gonna have an apparel account.
They're just backstepping.
And they started a pre-workout.
It's just so funny.
They started a pre-workout.
They did.
Yeah, did you not see More Plays, More Dates?
Oh, I didn't.
Dude, it's so funny. It's like,
is it bad?
This is so not efficacious.
Like it's totally bad. Not efficacious.
Totally
dude.
Zero. Like fuck no, dude.
Oh my gosh. This will definitely have you not looking like
this
a
will
truck
have
stick.
Basically what this is 400 milligrams of caffeine with itchy butthole.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know they were coming out with that. Yeah, but seriously, Gymshark rebrand, massive L in my opinion. I can't even I can't even explain how big of an L it was. If anything, like I liked the fact that they didn't care anymore about the lifting community. They so clearly just like shut it down. They got rid of Chris Bumstead. They got rid of like all of these athletes.
Did they get rid of Will Tennyson too?
Lex Little. I think Will Tennyson is still with them. But
Jamal's with them
they get
too.
they basically give the fitness industry and like everything that they came up with the stiff arm on their way up. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You're progressing. You're becoming more like involved.
More like a Nike brand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. More like a Nike brand in all. I'm like, I can respect that you're making the next step to become something more. But now basically they try to come back down. Like they try to move back down and rebrand, like retouch up their morals. Like now they're posting pictures of guys with six packs when posting guys with six packs a year ago would have been considered fat shaming.
Yeah.
And a totally unrealistic body standard.
Right.
And it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you coming back?
Because
like,
their entire
stick to your guns, bro.
Because you lost all your fitness guys.
This has degraded Gymshark in my mind, like so much further past like where they were after just making that original like screw you to the fitness industry.
When they switched over, they lost all their fitness industry guys to Young LA and unfortunately Raw Gear. Raw
Gear makes like 1/30 the sales of Young LA.
Young LA's and I have so much respect for Young LA too. Just like
use Young LA code beat on, by the way, because I make like crap sales. Watch me get kicked off.
You're not gonna. Well, now you're like getting more followers. Stuff,
yeah, but I'm not sure if it's gonna translate to sales.
Maybe.
So, yeah, we're almost at 100K on Instagram, which is super.
I'm almost at.
Dude, can you imagine 100K on Instagram?
That'd be crazy. After how many years have I been doing Instagram? Like so many.
4 years. 5.
Damn, you're old.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't been alive for that long.
Yeah, can you believe that? Can you believe that, dude? Years. I remember back when I first jumped on Instagram, Logan Franklin had 100,000 followers, and I was like, dude, if I can get to 100,000 followers, I will totally have made it.
Dude, Logan Franklin, I wish he did the Olympia.
Yeah, he had
some like he deleted the video.
Sounds like he went hypoglycemic or something. I don't know exactly what the deal was, but
he was gay.
He sounds like he took too much insulin or something, and
maybe
almost.
I thought he was
himself. Natty. Yeah, he's natty, guys.
That's naturally.
He needs insulin because he had his pancreas removed. So,
dude, let's talk about Cialis.
What about it?
I want to
write that down.
So it's not banned by WADA.
Not even a certain amount.
It's not on the WADA ban list. It doesn't performancely enhance you.
Okay. Is Viagra banned?
Yes.
So Viagra is banned. Cialis is not. Cialis is the ingredient in Viagra, or a ingredient.
It's like Viagra. it's basically what Cialis does is it can have erectile dysfunction. Like
it's the vasodilator.
Yeah,
it makes your
blood flow.
Bigger,
But what that does is it pumps more nutrients efficiently into your blood and everything. So,
I have some right over there.
Really?
Yeah.
So what I've heard about it,
you're just like.
So not only does it increase your pumps and stuff, but what that is doing is that's carrying more nutrients throughout your muscles. That's opening up your blood cells. And as a gym goer, your blood is like not being carried as well during your workouts because of all the caffeine you take and stuff like that.
I don't take caffeine.
Yeah, me neither. But like the average person does. But
but like caffeine
Cialis
is a vasorestrictor.
Yeah. So what Cialis does is that all that blood flow that's actually very beneficial to growth and development and recovery, because your blood is being circulated at your heart's not pumping any faster, but your blood is being circulated at a better rate and more efficiently because of, I don't know how liver toxic it is, if we're like going to go into the big like side effects, but I mean, honestly, like I'm not telling anybody to take it, but it's not banned by WADA. So if you're a natural, there's no reason you shouldn't be taking it if you had the opportunity to be taking it.
I would say, I mean, I would try it. I would definitely try it. I do get nervous about getting an erection in the gym.
You don't already?
No, I don't struggle with that currently.
PR.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me back on the OnlyFans topic, but I don't know. Are there any negative health effects?
Other than your liver has to, since this is an oral,
your liver has to process it.
It's no more liver toxic than ibuprofen.
Like it's pretty easy to overdose on Viagra and have a heart attack.
Don't take more than the recommended amount. If you're overdosing, you're a dumbass.
Yeah, but why? Okay, let me look into it a little bit more because I am interested. I've been hearing that it's been going around like crazy.
It's a very popular thing.
Maybe I'll dive into it a little bit more.
You could definitely make a little video about it. Do melanotan too. That's something I've been looking at.
It's a bad way to lose your natty card.
It's not banned by WADA.
You 100% lose your natty card.
It's not banned by WADA.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. Look at WADA's ban list right now.
There's no way.
Look at WADA's ban. I'm at 4%, so you look it up.
Okay, wait. So
2%.
WADA or bodybuilding federations?
WADA. I don't know what Snapchat shows. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Okay, so you're gonna...
You gotta stop. I can't focus when you're doing that voice. I cannot focus. What was I even looking up?
Cialis or melanotan. Okay, everyone, this is Arnold here. I'm going to tell you I won the first 2 Olympias. And then afterwards, I'm going to tell you I won the last 6 Olympias. So what I did backstage, I would really get the pump, and then I'd calm on all the contestants, and they'd be really shiny. They wouldn't be as flowy on stage. And that gave me the upper hand because my calm is so filled with testosterone. It would make them look very bad on stage. And so my calm really helped me get the upper hand, so I highly recommend you calming all the time. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I could have sworn that melanotan was banned.
It's not, dude.
Okay, but you're not doing it.
I'm not doing melanotan.
You know how it makes you like super flush?
Yeah.
You would literally be walking around like a tomato.
Yeah, because
after taking
white.
Yeah. You really want to do that? Just go tan.
I can't tan.
Because melanotan causes like cancer, I'm pretty sure.
So does sunlight. Tanning causes cancer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you're gonna take that, why would you bother buying something extra when you're just gonna have to? You understand that when you melanotan, your skin just automatically doesn't get dark, right?
Oh, really?
Yo, no, it doesn't. You have to like. Remember with all the videos with like Sush and Weston back when they would do it in James English?
Yeah.
You have to take it, you get super flushed and red, and you have to drive to the tanning salon.
Oh.
And you sit into the tanning salon for like 1/7 of the time or whatever, 1/5 of the time that you would have to. You still have to tan. So why don't you just tan?
Because I'm Irish and I'm pale.
You want the boners, don't you?
The boners?
You know what it comes with?
Yeah, I know. It gives
Melanotan. Literally, one of the biggest side effects is completely
this is being edited out. Boners. This is being edited out because I'm 15.
I'm not taking this out.
I get.
Don't say boners. It. I'm not at anything else.
If you want to talk about boners. Oh my gosh. Today, guys, let me talk about boners.
You're definitely not taking.
I'm not taking Melanotan until I'm on juice.
Why don't you just go jump in a tanning bed? What is wrong with you? There's one over at Access.
There's one in Fuel too.
Oh gosh. Why don't you do one?
I don't know.
Go do that. Gosh.
Okay, well tomorrow.
Get a spray tan.
Dude.
I used to get spray tans during my last prep. Because I would
you gotta get a spray tan during prep.
No, but I would do it like every weekend. I would do it every weekend, and I'd peak Saturday morning. I'd practice my peak. You know what I'm saying?
What's a peak?
Like peaking, like looking really good. Saturday morning.
I was thinking of it in like a penis context.
Penis is on the brain.
Penis peak.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to cover in this podcast? You're not taking Melanotan.
My calm. I'm coming my calm.
Is that it?
No. Wait, hold on.
Is there anything else we need to talk about?
Shit.
I don't think I have that much more to say. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground.
I had like 1 or 2 more points, maybe. Oh, competitions, bro.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Yeah, don't get me started. I'm prepping for 4th of July.
4th of July?
Yeah.
You have a comp on the 4th?
No, I'm going to the lake. I want to be peeled out of my mind.
Well, then I'll be peeled on the 4th too, because I'm going to the lake on the 4th.
Really?
Maybe.
What lake?
I don't fucking know.
Oh.
I'm going to a lake on the 4th of July.
Maybe.
I might be in Colorado, though.
As is customary, dude. You got to find a lake.
Dude, this is going to be my summer.
Yeah.
No, but I'm actually, dude, I've never cut before, so I'm kind of nervous.
Well, I'm excited to go through a summer and be single. Is that weird?
I'm not.
Is that weird?
No.
Really?
Especially not when you're like a peeled.
I hate being single in the summer.
Like a peeled.
I hate being single in the summer, but I love being single. Or I hate being single in the winter, but I love being single in the summer for some reason. Because I don't know why. Because it's like, I just don't like being single. You're at the beach and, you're just chilling. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
if you're just chilling with your girl at the beach.
No, I don't know. It's not the same.
I don't know.
It's not the same, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to watch this, right? Nobody's going to hear that.
Except for Robbie. Fuck you, Robbie.
No, there's something to it. When you're bulking and you're fat, and like it's so nice to like have a girl there that's like, oh,
yeah,
you're not actually fat. You know what I'm saying?
No, I want a girl that's gonna be like.
I feel like so much more independent when I'm like shredded, because I'm like, yeah, like my confidence is so much higher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so like that.
I know exactly what you're saying.
It took me a little while to put the idea together. The fact is, when I'm shredded, my confidence is so much higher, and so I don't need a female. If that makes sense, to sort of validate me.
I just need a female, I think, all the time.
Well, I mean, it's cool. Yeah, but I mean, there's something, I don't know. Having a summer where like I
just want to be,
my confidence is like through the roof.
Super tan, super peeled, and I'm going to be able to drive this summer too.
Oh.
Yeah.
You going to get a car?
No, I'm getting my Subaru, my Forester.
Okay.
Taking my Forester, but this summer primarily I'm going to be driving my Jeep Wrangler.
Where do you get your permit?
With fat tires next week.
Nice.
Jeep Wrangler with fat tires.
Don't fail the test.
Dude, I'm not going to fail the test.
He's going to fail it.
I'm literally have a 4.0, dude. I don't fail tests.
Whatever you say, dude.
Get your hands out of your pants.
Except for his drug tests. He tested positive for Clen.
Dude, Clen's natty. Clen is one of the worst compounds you can take, too. Clen isn't natty, obviously.
Okay. I was just making sure you didn't actually think that. Because I have kids in my DMs that think that.
I have kids in my DMs that think that, too.
I'm natty, but I ran a Clen cycle, and now I'm thinking of jumping on Clomid.
What? Oh, yeah. I also want to take a SERM just for the fuck of it.
I know.
Yeah.
I would like to take a aromatase inhibitor just to see what happens.
Just see how much gyno I can get.
Yeah, exactly. No, not gyno. That would take away all the gyno.
Oh, yeah.
You take an aromatase inhibitor and just crash your estrogen and literally just be a zombie.
Yeah. That's why people on tren that don't take testosterone with tren are just like...
On tren that don't take testosterone with the tren, because tren is super suppressive.
Tren doesn't aromatize.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So they're just like,
yes. So they're like estrogen. they're just yeah, because they don't look good either. Because estrogen makes you look good. Estrogen has like that's where your melanin is.
Yeah.
From a muscle standpoint, yeah, you look good. But I mean, your skin health.
Oh yeah, no. 100%.
Your hair health.
And you smell like.
You smell like death.
You smell like death. Okay. All right. I think that's where we should end it. Yeah. That was a good podcast.
That was a good podcast.
I actually enjoyed that.
Maybe
I'm not cutting more. Anything out.
We should do this more.
This is our first time ever doing
Goodbye, everybody. I'm Arnold here. Anybody listening on Spotify, Arnold is right here. Now don't end the podcast.
Thank you so much for listening. Code BDON on Young LA and Rise.
Code TOAD on Static Athletic.
Bada bing, bada boom.
If you guys know what that is.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Peace.
Have a great day.
See you in 3 months. See you in 3 months.
I'm so tired.
Yeah. I'm not.
What time is it?
I gotta go to a party.
Oh my gosh. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yep. Your clock's wrong.
No, it's not.
What time is it? Oh, shit.
That's crazy. Good night, everybody.
Good night.